know about you guys, but emotions, humor, all sorts of it. This is awesome. So I'm Pete. I'm the youngest, and I'm going to share a couple things here. And I'm not 50 yet, so what the heck. Really, really awesome to see everyone here. A few thanks really quick. And John, Mike, all of you mentioned this that were up here. Thanks for being here from everywhere. And it's just amazing how they were loved so much, and everybody just comes together and just shares different stories, different perspectives. So thank you all. The Midway crew who's here, just outstanding. They're staying a little bit longer as we get to share even beyond myself, and I can't wait to hear that. And then John, Mike, Caroline, can't say thanks enough for the support, because after Dad passed away, it's incredibly difficult to put it all together, to keep it going, to keep her engaged, to keep her healthy. So thanks for all of those. A couple of notable things I want to share. When you do leave this evening, there's a table with a whole bunch of bags. Inside of the bags are mugs. When we took care of the stuff my mom and dad had, if you all know my mom and dad, my mom, or my dad perhaps sometimes, always had to get a mug somewhere. So they're wrapped up. I have no idea which mug you're going to get, but please grab a bag, because that's a symbol of my mom and dad. It's somewhere they went, a restaurant, a hotel, wherever they went, that's for you. Another thing is, if you notice on the back of your programs, you'll see a little code. It's a QR code. When you get a chance tonight, tomorrow, whenever you feel it, click on that. You're going to go to YouTube. There's 8 YouTube videos that I've created. And what are they created from? My mom's photos. Steve mentioned this. She took a lot of photos. I got some videos. I got some really cool stuff out there. There are obituaries. Please take time to look at those. And if you want anything else, if you have any ideas, just let me know. Love to make that stuff. So let me share a little bit about my mom. Yeah, I spent the last year with my mom of her life. Very difficult, very fun at times, but mostly it was a challenge because she's getting older. And as we've already noticed, if she loses my dad, that's it. She doesn't want to be here anymore. I learned a lesson, though, about love. I've been through my trials and tribulations. And my mom always said, you have to love yourself before you love anything else, anyone else. And what my mom was doing was she was projecting, because she struggled with loving herself. Right? We want to celebrate the great times, but let's be real, she struggled with that. However, here's the lesson of love. Wow, my mom, her struggle in loving herself was duly compensated for the love she gave for so many things. Here's a couple of things she loved out there. She loved the quarter pounder with cheese meal from McDonald's. Okay? She ordered 40 of those at $27 a piece from Uber Eats in the last year of her life. Do the math. All right. And some of you know this one. She loved Words with Friends. She played 8,382 games, 15,838 unique words at a length of 428,000 feet. I grabbed the statistics, okay? She loved popcorn and donuts, right? I mean, her last year, she would order popcorn at $32 from Uber Eats. Not good on Uber Eats here, that's expensive. Donuts, every now and then I'd be like, wow, another dozen donuts. Seriously? Turns out Enclave, where she lived, they took most of those. She was like, she'd eat a couple, then she'd go up and give them the rest. Awesome. Solitaire, 85,742 games she played total. 33% win percentage, not bad. But as Steve mentioned before, a few of you did, she loved taking pictures. I estimate she took over 600,000 photos, okay, based on the different storages and stuff she had. Why? Because she found beauty in so many things. She struggled with herself, but she found beauty in everything. I found pictures of dogs, sunsets, trees, forks and spoons, and horses, and friends and family, you name it. She also loved her family and kids. Goes without saying, okay? She was loving every single moment of it, everything. She loved her friends, all of you. Every single person she met. I'm not going to go any further. We've already heard, like, everybody she saw was her friend. It was amazing. But most of all, she loved her husband, right? My dad, over 50 years. And when she lost her best friend, we lost my mom. She started to decline. She didn't want to be here anymore. But I think the lesson there, as I'll just say again, is she struggled loving herself, but she found love and beauty in all of us and everything around her. And that's amazing. So let me go to my dad. and share about him. To all of us, my dad was a hero, a role model, a beautiful man. I didn't get to say goodbye to him. I mean, you don't get to choose. When somebody goes, you don't get to choose. But when I did say goodbye to him, Caroline was with me. He shed a tear. And that was touching. That was hard. So I wrote him a poem. It's called I See My Dad Everywhere. When I'm feeling stressed, he tells me to relax. If I'm ever in a tough spot, he'd tell me he has my back. When I'm pondering an opportunity, he'd say I have nothing to lose. To make the most of a long road trip, he's telling me to put it in cruise. In the eyes of my daughters, I see his same hint of blue. I see him in my siblings, so patient, strategic, wise, and true. When I watch Star Trek, which was one of his favorite movies, he is Kirk, who didn't believe in no-win scenarios, or Indiana Jones, always adventurous and curious with nothing to oppose. He believed in his abilities and judgment in all of his jobs, and like Han Solo, you never tell him the odds. He is soaring through the sky like Maverick, let's turn and burn, and leaving a lasting impression like Yoda to pass on what you have learned. So I wrote that because that's just immediately what came to my mind, and it speaks so much about my dad. And then that list about my mom, it's just not without saying. So that's the end of really just the sharing of the siblings. So thank you guys for sharing. I love it. Craig and Steve, so much. I love the words. And Johnny, thank you for the welcome. So now what we're going to do is open it up for anyone else to share. We're not to be a downer. We're a little limited on time. But I just want to open it up. So I believe Uncle Michael, if you want to come up and say a few words and start that off. But everyone, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.